In this video, we're just going to go over current, voltage, and power, what they mean, how you can express them mathematically, and how they're related to each other. So first, current is represented by the letter I, and it is basically just rate at which charge flows through a wire. Okay, that's current. Now, voltage, we'll just use a V, is the energy required to move 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another. And then power. Power is just the rate the rate at which energy is used or supplied. Okay, so those are just some definitions. And now we can talk about them mathematically. So current I is just the derivative of charge with respect to time, dq dt. Now that has units of coulombs per second, q over t, coulombs per second. And 1 coulomb per second is just equal to 1 ampere. So current is measured in amperes. Next, we have voltage. V is just equal to the derivative of energy with respect to charge. So dW dq. W is used for energy. You can think of it like W for work. Work is energy, so W is energy. So dW dq is voltage. So now units of voltage would be energy per charge. So joules per coulomb. What is a joule per coulomb? It's just a volt. So we measure voltage in volts. Then power is the derivative of energy with respect to time. So for its units, we would just say, okay, energy per time, joule per second. And what is a joule per second? It's just a watt. So we measure power in watts. And these make sense because if you look at our definition, the rate at which charge flows, okay, the rate at which it flows, the number of coulombs per second that flow through like a cross-sectional area, coulombs per second. Voltage is energy required to move 1 coulomb of charge. So the amount of energy per coulomb, the number of joules it takes per coulomb to move charge. And then power, the rate at which energy is used or supplied. Like if we're using a certain number of joules every second, or it requires a number of joules per second, that's energy per time. And then how are these all related? Well, if power P is dw dt, we can write dw dt as dw dq times dq dt, right? Because the dq's cancel out, we just have dw dt. Now, what is dw dq? Well, we can look up here. dw dq is just voltage. dq dt is just current. So we can just say, oh, really, this is just V times I. And that gives us our formula that relates all three of them together. So P equals I times V. And that is it.